Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Eyezone Education. While there are more members joining us, I shall quickly explain the housekeeping rules for today's session. For that, let me quickly share my screen with you all. Before we move ahead, I would like to just update you all with today's basic rules that we will like the audience to follow. Please note that the presentation is recorded. If you would like to receive a certificate, please fill up the attendance sheet, which is sent in the link, with the link of which is sent in the chat box. To applaud our presenter, please use the clapping hands function, which is in the reactions button along the bottom toolbar. If you would like to see our speaker in full screen, please select the speaker view. We would urge the audience to keep their video off and keep themselves on mute to avoid any disturbance. This will conserve bandwidth and facilitate a smoother experience. Please type your questions into the chat box, or if you would like to unmute yourself and ask the question is better still. Just before that, you can use the raise hands function. Once you raise the hand, we will know that you want to ask a question. If we have a list of questions in the chat box, we will filter them at the end of the seminar, and we will accommodate as many questions as possible. Our presenter today is a unique person. He prefers to have an interactive session. So attendees will be asked to interact. Please feel free to share your views or answer the questions throughout the seminar. As you all can see, our presenter today is none other than Mr. Mushtaq Ahmed. He has been a long-time associate and friend of Eyezone's, but he wears many hats. He is a columnist, an author, a presenter, a business administrator, a life coach, and whatnot. We are very happy to have him here with us today. He writes a lot of motivational articles as well in Eyezone magazine. He hails from Chennai, India, where he trained around 1,500 students and got them placements. Through his mantra, "It's economy, stupid," which he firmly believes in, he has helped people set up quite a few businesses by honing their entrepreneurial skills. He has written 4 books. Prominent among them are Optimism at 100% and Optical Sales Made Easy. His new book, Skill Chill, a guide to children acquiring leadership skills, is slated to be published soon on Amazon, and we can't wait to get hold of that book. The topic today is the pre-sales process, knowing your customers like the back of your hand. I'm sure all of you are eagerly waiting to hear more about it. He's going to cover various topics such as who are your customers, what products can match their needs, what is market area research, so on and so forth. But I will leave that to the expert. That is not my arena. I hand it over to Mushtaq to continue with the session. Just before that, may I request the co-host to start the polling. We need a quick response from our audience. It's a simple click. You can say agree or disagree to the question. For me, selling the product is more important than the customer's needs. So our presenter can see the responses. Perhaps the audience cannot see it. The host can see it. So Mushtaq, would you like to take this forward from here?
Yes, thank you so much for Snehal for being generous in the introduction, and also Eyezone team for being with us today. And we have Dr. Nizar Demati all the way connecting from Jordan. I'm so happy to have you, Doctor, after a long time.
It's my pleasure
to be associated. Yes, and rest of you, Muhammad Mir, Bessie, Aubrey, Noor, Anuchandran, Murtaza, Pranesh, Kavyaram, Ikhlasul Rahman. Noor, thank you again for joining today's session. All right, so the topic of the day is the pre-sales process, knowing the customer like the back of your hand. Before I proceed to you, I would like to share with you the results of the polling. Just like today, we had run it on the internet as well. So I'm actually glad majority of the people say, yes, we disagree. And some of you still feel selling the product is more important than the customer. Well, it's a part of the learning curve. It's not about agreeing and disagreeing. It's a part of the learning curve that over the period of time, you will learn from us why is it important to know the customer more and then focus on their needs rather than focusing too much on the products and sell the product, then thinking less about the customer. And we had also asked one other question on the internet. Do you often ask your customer whether they drive at night? And we had the answer for that one also. Majority of them says yes, 60%, and still 40% said no, I don't ask such questions. So that highlights us like the importance of questioning skills that will lead us to know our customer. Now, let me recap what I had discussed with you in the past. In the previous session, we were talking about the definition of selling. So we were talking about the pre-sales process. And what is the pre-sales process? So in order to know the pre-sales process, we had run a session previously. In that session, we were discussing about the definition of selling. Can you go to the next slide, Snehal?
Yes.
The definition of selling. The definition of selling, I told you, please record it for your future sake, because the whole program going forward will be run based on the ingredients of this definition. Not one word will be missed. I said the process, and then I talked about the building relationships, and I talked about the identifying the needs of your customers, and then I told you about the motivation behind to help them buy the product. So then what's the process? The process, I said, is very simple. It's a series of steps implemented to achieve the desired goals of a person or an organization. So then we come to the sales process that we will go through going forward in our future sessions. This is how it's going to look like. We will help you to identify the needs of your customers. We will help you to present the products that you have in your portfolio, and we will help you to handle objections in a fair manner, and then we will help you to close the deal. This is the sales process. I call it as IPOD process. It's easy to remember. IPOD, IPOD. I for identifying the needs, P for presenting the solutions, O for objection handling, and D for deal closing the deal. Next slide. Now, before you go to the shop, or while you are in the shop, before you meet the customer, there is a pre-sales process. What is that I am supposed to do in this shop? What is that I am supposed to do in this business? So there is a methodology that you got to learn and implement it that will make things easier for you. Like I have the answers in the poll. If 60% understand and 40% don't understand, we still have a problem in the market, right? If people come and blame to us, my business is not doing well, that is because of those 40% who don't know how to do business. So why are you cribbing and wailing when you don't know how to do the business? Because you don't know your customers. If you remember, when we advertised the pre-sales process, we also added a tagline, and the tagline said, knowing the customer like the back of your hand. So what does it mean? Where is the emphasis? If I have headache, if I am not able to see things properly, if I am not able to hear things properly, and I don't know whom to approach, what do we do? What do you do? Can anybody tell me, if you have headache and you don't know whom to approach, if you have vision problem, if you don't know whom to approach, what do you do? Can you just type or pick up the mic and tell me what do you do normally? Okay, which are the options that you would like to have? You go into the Google search, or you call your friend, your brother, your sister, that if they know somebody, talk to your friend, your medic. Research says that most people try to talk to a friend first, or your brother or your sister. Do you know somebody who can treat my problem? Rather, Google search gives you 100 doctors, but do you know those doctors? The answer is no. So if I rely on my brother, if I rely on my sister, if I rely on my friend who knows somebody, that becomes easier whom I can trust. So here we are underlining the knowing part, the customer knowing you and you knowing the customer in the reverse side. So this is important in business. That is why I said knowing the customer like the back of your hand. If you know your customer, then definitely you will be able to cater to the needs of the customer much better. So now, who are your customers who are likely to come to your shop? At the end of the day, what do we want to achieve from them? So let's go through it. There will be one type of customer who will be coming to your shop, who will be called as a wise man. He knows everything under the sun. He knows about the products that you have. He knows what product that you don't have. He knows what product the Google sells. He knows what product that he wants. So he has enough of knowledge, and he would like to display that knowledge. Every time you go about contact lenses or solutions or eyewear or UV filtered lenses, he has more knowledge than you. This is a wise man. All you need to do is, bloat his ego a little bit, appreciate what he knows, and make him comfortable. And I will give you tips on each and every pin. If he is a wise man, he wants to show that he is wise, appreciate it. There is no harm in that one. Probably you can learn a thing or two from him. And there is one type of customer these days, there are too many, who is called the showroomer. The showroomer comes, takes around, takes the pictures, goes back home, checks on the Google if the product is same or things are much better, or most importantly, the price. This is the showroomer. What do? Thank you, appreciate him for coming to the showroom, help him if he would like to try something new from the shop itself, and tell him that any point in time he can come back after checking in the Google. There is no problem at all. And most importantly, try to see what value that you can add, because this is where the biggest problem that is happening in the world around. Because of value not being sold enough to the patient, to the customer, people are feeling, if I can get the same thing from the Google, why I should go to the shop? Why should I meet to the salesperson or the doctor? Because the value is not being transpired, communicated enough to the patients, to the customers. That is why they feel you are not very important. Google is important. The window shopper, as you know, he comes only to shop at the window. He has no intention of buying. But there is always a chance to engage with people. Communication is more important in every point in the sales transaction. So you can always import, when somebody is coming and shopping at the window level, give him a piece to try. Let them wear it and see it and give feedback. Tell him that there is no charge for it. And the fourth customer, which we call as the missionary customer, he is very fixed. He comes, he spends probably 5 minutes or 10 minutes. He knows what to buy from your shop, and he pays it. He doesn't even probably ask for a discount because he doesn't have time, because everything's fixed with him. Even if he asks for a discount, he'll be very clear what to ask. So everything's very fixed because he's a man with a mission. And the head scratcher type of customers are those who are very indecisive. They will come, they'll scratch their head at every point in time. You will explain the product for half an hour, and after that they still have a question, and they will scratch their head. You will never find him closing the deal, and you will get frustrated. So these are the types of customers. The penny saver is very straightforward. No matter what price you give, he will go by 75% discount, because every time, and still he will feel like, okay, I'm trying to negotiate with you, because he wants to squeeze you down to the maximum to get the best deal out of you. And there is one type of customers, the chat box. The chat box is a chatterbox. He's there to just chat with you. There's no intention to buy, just to engage. And there will be another customer in the showroom, but this guy keeps chatting, and he feels offended if you don't chat with him. So these types of customers. So what do? At any point in time, you can always excuse yourself and try to engage him in some other activity of trying the products, etc. The bully bulldozer, he is a man with a bravado. He is just there to annoy you. He is there to, try to argue with you. He is there to see, like, why can't you give me 50% discount when it is available in the next door? So he is definitely not the person you will be happy with. No matter what you do, he's just going to bully you in any which way. All these aside, now we have two big time. One is the angel and one is the devil. The angel, you would love to have him. He is always engaging and caring more than you. He also gives some positive feedback about how to improve your shop design maybe. He brings more, referral business to you. He will bring his auntie, his uncle, his brother, his sister, his son, his other families, and he tries to be an ambassador for your product or your shop or you as a person. So these are the types of customers. But the worst part is the devil. The devil customer is there to any which way cause harm to you. They might come in groups, like in the form of children. They will steal the product. They will break the product. They will argue with you. They will fight with you. They will make your day a hell. So these are some of the customers which you might have experienced over a period of time in your sales, and our sales model will try to engage you as to how to deal with these customers going forward. Each and every customer has their own psychology, and as I told you, with Herman's brain model, we can try to elaborate a little bit more in the future sessions and try to fix each and every customer as to how we can deal with this customer. Eventually, what we want to achieve, if at all we sell something to a patient, a customer, a client, we want them to come back and deal with us again. We want them to repurchase the product. So in this case, their loyalty will be towards products, towards services, brands, price, proximity, relationship. Products, for example, I'll tell you, like, I have dandruff. I keep scratching my head. But there is one particular product which I feel comfortable with. This is the only product so far which has solved my problem. There are plenty available in the market. Unless I find something better, I'll keep sticking to this product. So this is product loyalty. Service is something like, okay, home delivery is very common these days. It's a service. I call you up, I park my car right in front of your shop, and I tell you to come and deliver to my shop, to my car. It's a service. I book the order and I ask you, how much time do you want to take? 1 month. And you try to follow up to make the customer happy. You get the product probably in 15 to 20 days. And as a result, what happens is you under promise, you over deliver. What do you think the customer will be? Happy or sad? Happy. So service is one of the key areas. As we discussed in the previous session, 75% of the patients come back to your shop because of the service you offer. Brand loyalty is, as you numb people to one particular brand. Come what may, I will never buy any except for Ray-Ban or Armani or what. So these could be, changes might happen. Brands go, but I will stick to much. We still see, like some people, from the olden days, still buy Persol. Brand loyalty. Price is very common. This person is going to be loyal to only price. Whichever shop he spends enough of his time, analyze, like we always see from the apps, which Talabat is offering discount on which, the food. Donald today, Pizza Hut today. So based on the discount, we order a food. So likewise, it can be used towards the price. Proximity is something. I have come to you because you are close to my house. I drink coffee from this particular cafe because it's just down under my office. So proximity. But of all the things important, what is most important is customer loyalty, because this is the place where you can try to differentiate between your own self and loyalty, have product loyalty, people who have price loyalty, people who have proximity loyalty, if they become loyal to you or relationship. Not only that, your relationship is going to, they are also bring a lot of referral business. Relationship loyalty is very important than everything else. Say yes. Or if you disagree, please tell me no. Thank you, Mohammed. Who else think relationship is much complete? Absolutely. No says yes. Pranesh. Where are you, Pramesh? Hope to get in touch with you. All right. So everybody agrees. Thank you, Anu Chandran. Sure, sir. So yeah, relationship is very, very human. The human component, which, gets entangled with you. Rest of this can just very, earthly, we can say. Now, I have something I have based on the relational point as well as transactional point. Thank you, Neetu. Now we are talking about a little bit more on the relational side. So let's go on the transactional. It's called the inertia loyalty. Inertia loyalty is nice, but I don't have a choice, as I told you, because this product is only available with you. If available elsewhere, I will go there. If there is another shop next to your shop, I can also try that one. So it's not really loyalty or your business at point in time, because then he goes. The product with you is also available elsewhere, he will go. He's not waiting for that one. This is where upgrade him little bit more. And this is the process that we will be talking going forward. We are in the sales process. So I don't want to give you enough of detail at time. Okay, this is the solution. We are not here for that. I'm only giving you idea, guys, the pre-sales process that you have, that you concentrate on work. This is the customer who is going to come in, who has loyalty. So at any point in time, your product is available elsewhere, he will go. So what is that we have to do is some in the next session, in future sessions, because it's a complete course. Mercenary is somebody you will hate because he is always there only the money that you offer to him, for the value that you offer to him. Point in time, if anybody else exceeds that, for the minimal, there is no, it's only money, it's only value, it's only what he perceives from. Now, these are transactional relations, transactional loyalties. Whereas if we go a little bit higher, these are fantastic to have. One of them is the true loyalty. Motion is with the brand, no matter what you do, what you offer. Is cheaper there, or 1 dinar cheaper next, I'm not there, because I trust this brand is due and it's very genuine, and its price is not a big part, unless it is like 50% discount. That's a different story. Still, next shop when he's going to go there, he's going to buy Armani, Versace, he's going to buy Johnson & Johnson, to buy the Bella color contact lenses, because his loyalty is towards the brand. He's inculcated. Same person over a period of becomes a cult part. It becomes a part of the cult, that I wear. I have Mont Blanc pen, I have Mont Blanc notepad. Probably I can, if I try to get a Mont Blanc suit, I will. So he is just brand, and he is part of the cult. So at these are the areas that you can identify, tell them, or he can offer you in terms of the package, because you now know whom you are dealing with. Clear? Now I am going to share with you. Now this is a case study. Before it I am going to share with you a case study. In the year 2007, was one optical shop in Salim Mubarak Street in Kuwait. Suddenly, of the shop left the country, and the available for us to buy. They spent 70 dinar for the decor. They put up 2 million dirhams worth of goods, roughly 200,000 dinar worth of goods in the shop. From 2007 till 2013, they lost million. And I want you to pick up your mic or type what is the reason you think that might to give me an idea. First of all, before opening the shop, analysis like this, who are our customers? We didn't do that. Those customers, orders on the shelves were quite different. 50 dinar, 600 dirhams. We were having, and we didn't know. We will have Kuwaiti customers, we had Indian customers, and very small segment of the Kuwaiti customers. We are supposed to match. We did not do the market on who is coming to the street. So we did not do enough of reach through the recurrent problem, the recurrent selling proposition. We did not know the customer pain points. We did not, at the end of the day, know how to move segments of the society. Meaning to say that in a pre-sales process, vital. There is a lot of it goes in a shop. You are supposed to do even before the customer comes to you. The pre-sales process. This is where most fail. Do the homework. If you have gathered something from this one, all you is on a daily basis, write something about that you would like to know customers. Okay, as historical records. I understand that one. But beyond that, there is a lot of things that, and when you know, for example, like when I have asked, how many ask you whether you, simple question. If the answer is no, yes you do, then how do you declare since that you would like to add? If you don't, you will ask like night, who is going to take you to shopping or somebody else? How do you, what kind of a transfer information from the customer? And be recorded with his permission or position to the customers, because he has unique recurrent problem. If somebody is working in a factory, absolutely, he needs a safety glass. How many of you sell? Very less. So this process is all about.